you authentic? There's an epidemic of loneliness right now. I'm terrified of social media. Am I seeing vulnerability? That's the only thing that I would be looking for. So we're not allowed to talk about loneliness, and there's an epidemic of loneliness right now. And the number one thing that everybody should take from this is technology has outpaced our brain's ability to adapt. So like if you think that, like if you're scrolling Instagram, TikTok, or whatever during the day, anybody that believes their brain is immune to a $1 trillion computer is a moron. I don't think I'm immune, and I know every tactic in the book. Every single mind control, hypnosis trick, everything you could ever find, I've got it. And I'm terrified of social media. I'm not immune to it. And it's an artificial placebo for tribe, but it doesn't give the brain fulfillment. It gives the brain this little weird placebo effect top layer without fulfilling any part of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I'm a big believer in Maslow's pyramid. So if I have this like social love, belonging, connectedness level, which is like we have like basic survival, like food and water and sex, and then we have belonging and all that other stuff. If that's pulled out, I can never go above that. Whatever level of Maslow's pyramid you are at in your life, you are automatically programmed genetically to worry about the thing right below it. So if I'm at this confidence thing, my worry is about this social belonging and all this other stuff. That's where I'm going to fall down to if my confidence goes away. So this is like the self-actualization part of the pyramid. And if I lose this belonging and love, then I'm worried about like, I'm at survival level, like food and water. So if I lose that sense of belonging, everything's gone. My confidence, my sense of self, my well-being, my self-actualization, everything goes away because that one piece of the pyramid was pulled out.
Speaking of that then, social connection and technology, I think of the dating apps. It's like we've got the best commercial of what we look like. So it isn't necessarily the reality, just like the highlights. How would you even tell then if you're on a dating app and you're looking at people's profiles? What on earth would you look for to see if they're authentic or if they're trying to hide something?
When you're looking, how polished is the image? Do they need to do 10 takes before they put a photo up? Do they need, like, am I looking at a polished, presented thing here, or am I looking at a person who is comfortable with social injury? And I would say it's hard. First of all, it's very hard on a dating app. You're not always going to get accurate information because, I mean, there's so much AI now. AI could have written that description. The pictures could be AI. It may not even be a human that exists. Who knows? But I would say if I was on a dating app today, aside from all the photos, the number one thing I would look for is there a statement of even tiny hint of vulnerability inside of that? I'm healthy. I run a lot of blah, 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 but somehow I'm addicted to Cheetos or something like that. Something that's human. Am I seeing vulnerability? That's the only thing that I would be looking for. Do I see in the photos, in the description, real human being vulnerability?
Is there a statement or a question that you can ask that person that shows your vulnerability to then test them to see if they'll use it against you? Because again, going back to like the struggles that women really have is they put themselves out there, you go online dating, you meet this guy, and you're trying to know if they're sincere. Are they just trying to get, a one night stand? Are they just lying to, get a night with me? And so I just figured, how would you even test to see if they were sincere on an app?
I have a perfect question. It's one question. Are you authentic?
Just literally asking someone if they're authentic.
Yeah, because the inauthentic people are going to be like, oh yeah, absolutely. And the people who are genuinely authentic will kind of sit back and reflect on it for a second. You're going to see them genuinely think like, well, I think so. I mean, I have this thing that I kind of hide from people. I'm worried about some aspects. I hide some parts of myself. And you'll hear the answer. You're going to hear a lot less hesitation. Somebody who is inauthentic, when you ask, are you an authentic person? They're like, yeah, absolutely. I'm the most authentic person you're ever going to meet. But I think it's going to be wildly different responses between those two different types of people.
The most inauthentic thing you can say.
Correct.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And the final E on the fate is emotion. So like, am I getting love bombed? There's a ton of this dopamine right at the beginning so that I'm continually coming back for this thing. I'm getting this love bombing and I'm getting resource bombing. But the most important final element of this is, what am I being told to do quickly? Where am I being told I don't have enough time to really think about things? And if somebody says, hey, we're doing this, are you in or out? I only have one thing left, one seat left on the helicopter, or whatever that is. I need to know in the next 5 minutes. That should be very, very scary. We're tribally wired in our DNA to respond to scarcity. Scarcity of water, scarcity of food, scarcity of social connection, whatever it is. Where am I being told that I don't have time to think about decisions? So the best insulator, number one insulator to prevent that stuff from happening is to say, I'm going to unplug this video game for one day before I plug it back in and think about it. Then all the dopamine's gone, and all I'm doing is, which is hard to do, all I'm going to do is pause. So I have all this stuff, I have the focus, I've got all of this authority, I've got this tribal involvement here, I've got emotional involvement with this dopamine and resource bombing and love bombing. All I'm going to do, I'm not going to say stop, because it may be something good. Maybe it's a new church, and it's like churches do all kinds of stuff now. They sing and dance and do all kinds of stuff. It might be something that's good for you. Maybe it's a new therapist or a new group that you're joining that is not a cult at all. They have all of those elements: focus, authority, tribal emotion. Good things have those too. But if you push pause on those good things, you'll still feel good during the pause. If you push pause on the bad things, you're going to feel like shit because your dopamine's crashing. That's the difference.
Wow, and that scarcity, I mean, everything you just broke down was amazing and fascinating. And then thinking about the scarcity part, I mean, it's the biggest sales tactic, right? Like, special offer, ends tonight at 8 p.m., get it now, only 1 hour left. And so that, oh my God, what if I miss out? What if I miss out? Then makes you make decisions without the clarity. So that's fascinating.